Hello, my lovelies. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Tony. Here I react to all kinds of music, most importantly, my alt groups, SB19, Got 7, Ace, and B2B. And a bunch more groups that I absolutely have been enjoying the journey with. If you enjoy my videos, then please consider liking the video and also subscribing to my channel, and make sure to turn on those alerts so that way you get notified of whenever I post a video. I also have additional content on my Patreon if you're interested. There are different tiers in Patreon. You can go check it out, where I have different tiers for survival shows versus album listens versus reality variety show content, and also dramas. Each tier will tell you what content is currently available to watch, and also album listens are available for a one-time purchase if you do not want to subscribe to the tier but instead just want to watch a one-off album review, album listen. I hope you guys enjoy my reactions, and other than that, let's get on to the video. What is up, everyone? Welcome back to my Patreon, where I react to long content like album listens, reality shows, things like that. So today we are finally, and I mean like finally, because I know this has been like a long time coming. I can't believe it's taken me long to get to this. We're finally getting to Jackson's Magic Man 2 album listen. So I've pretty much listened to half of the album already because Jackson released those as music videos, so I have gotten to those at least. So we're gonna get to the rest of it today. So basically whatever he didn't release as a music video. So I already got to High Alone, Buck, G-Bad, Hate to Love, and Made Me a Man. So we're gonna get to Not For Me, Access, One Time, Everything, Dear, and Sophie Ricky. So we shall see how this goes. I'm very interested to see. I probably, after I listen to these songs, probably will do like a full album listen, because I think this is a album that kind of needs to be listened to in chronological order, much like the first, Magic Man album. That was like the album was like a journey, and I felt like it was important to listen to it all the way through. I think Magic Man 2 is going to be the same. So eventually I do plan on, listening to the whole album through so I can get a better understanding of like storyline, you know what I mean? So anyways, I'm really excited to get into this because I can't believe it's taken me this long to like fully get to this album. So I'm excited to finally get to it. And excuse me, I feel like I have to sneeze. Bless me. The first one is Not For Me. Okay, let's go.
I've been floating in space, trying to find a place to be. Pull me out of this state and get me a moment of peace. Wasn't it supposed to be simple? Guess not for me. Not for me. You've been at just need something human. What the fuck am I doing?
Facts.
A puppet on strings. I stay running, getting ahead of nothing. Wonder who I'm becoming. Who should I be? Every night I fly away, looking for my outer space. Hey, let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. I've been dreaming a life of it's like I'm screaming, trying to shout the noise. I mask up every chance that I get. Pain on a smile while I'm holding my breath. Drown myself in a pool of regret. I wish I had wings. Every night I fly away, looking for my outer space. Hey, let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. I've been dreaming a life of it's like I'm screaming, trying to shout the noise. I've been floating in space, try to find a place to be. Wasn't it supposed to be simple? Not for me.
Hmm. I actually really like this song, and I like it because I connect with it a lot. Actually, I think a lot of people would connect with this song. Like, I know that this whole album is, like, very personal to Jackson and, like, his own story and the things that he's gone through, but at the same time, like, I think there are also songs that we can kind of correlate with or, like, find meaning out of and things like that. Um, this song, the way that I personally took it, like the pathway that I was going down is I was kind of thinking about like, whenever like, things just don't go the way that you had planned. Like, I think whenever we're young and impressionable and confident, like we feel like we have it all figured out. I mean, like, in our early 20s, like, maybe, like, 18, 19, 20, 21. Like, we put this idea of a plan together, and well, I guess I shouldn't say we, but, like, this is my personal experience. When I was that age, I had a plan in place. Go to college, get a degree, get a nice job, find someone to settle down with, have a family, get a house. Like, I mean, that was, the dream, right? So you just kind of have these ideas in place, and then, you kind of go through the steps, right? But you don't end up where you thought you were going to. So I definitely think that, like I thought that I was gonna have it like all, settled by the age of 25. Like I was gonna finish my degree, I was gonna get a job, I was gonna get a house. Like, I mean, I thought that I was going to be on my own, independent, and settled by the age of 25. And when that didn't happen, you start to kind of see yourself a bit as a failure, like, this isn't what I thought would happen. This isn't what I had planned, or, you know, life got in the way, life happened. Certain people came into your life that also didn't help the situation, and, whatever it might be. But either way, like, it became a harder path than you initially realized, right? Like, you leave college and enter the job market and there's like no jobs. You try to apply for entry level positions, but those positions require like 5 years experience, which makes absolutely no sense. Like, these are the things that I faced, coming out of college and into the workforce, right? And I know that that's not just a me experience. I know that a lot of people experience that. Um So I know that it's like an issue that is kind of universal, right? So that's just personally how I took this song. Like, when things just go wrong or failures happen and it's just not how you pictured it. And, now you have to take a harder path and you have to figure out, where you go from here, and how do I handle this situation and what do I do? And it's that's personally how like I took this song. But I'm curious if anybody else had any other, ideas or like opinions or of this song. Like, did they take it a different way, you know what I mean? Yeah, I feel like this is a song that I would probably listen to quite often. Quite often. Not only the lyrics, but I really enjoyed like the beat of the song as well. Like, I've been really into like slow jams, that kind of stuff lately. So someone made a comment, "This song reminds me of the phase where I felt nothing. I was numb and falling down every single night, gathering myself up in daytime, working like a robot, and again, getting panic attacks at night, fainted. Oh my gosh, yeah, I agree. Like, that's definitely how I took the song as well. Like, you just kind of keep getting beaten down and nothing's going the way that you expected or that you thought, and you're just going through the motions and trying to survive, you know what I mean? So, yeah. I've definitely been there multiple times. Multiple times. Actually, just recently I've been going through it. My job has just extremely burnt me out. That's why I, like, paused from reacting for a while, because I was so tired and burnt out and exhausted from my job that I could not get the motivation to sit here and record videos and discuss songs. And, like, I did not have it in me, and it was just a major struggle. But I've now found a new job and I'm excited about it, and I'm hoping that, things will be positive moving forward. So, we'll see. But yeah, I agree with this comment as well. I could be wrong, but this album is an outpouring of how Jackson feels or felt. The pressure, the loneliness, the long journey, and the tough road to achieve his goal and pursue the career he chose. Absolutely, absolutely. I'm sure when he was a trainee at JYP, he had an idea of, what his career was going to be, and then, that didn't exactly pan out the way he imagined, and it was a harder, um harder journey than he had originally thought, or stuff like that. So for sure, for sure. um I really like the song. I think a lot of people can picture themselves, when they listen to this song, and yeah, might be one of my favorites on the album. I don't know. I don't know. We shall see. Okay, let's get to Dear.
My love, don't let him take me down. My love, don't let him take me down. I love, I hope I made you proud. Don't let me drown. Don't let me drown.
I wish I understood what was being said. Is this his? I was gonna say, is this his mom? Was that like a conversation between him and his mom? Oh, that ended abruptly. Let me see if there's. I'm like so curious to know. Oh, here we go. Oh, stop. I really don't know like Jackson's parents well, but I do know that he's really close with his parents. His mom sounds so precious. Oh, the outro, the second part. Don't casually hand over such important matters to others to manage or take care of. If a few people don't do things wholeheartedly, or if they act out or disobey orders, that's normal because people are self centered. That's human nature. It's completely normal for there to be setbacks in life. If it's not these things, then it'll be something else. It's impossible for a person to go through life without any problems. You'll gain some things, but also lose others. Take care of yourself, give yourself more time. I hope your life will always be filled with happiness. That's mom's wish. Mom can endure hardships and suffering. If I can do that, then we can face anything. Um, Mom just wants to keep watching over you and watch you grow up a little more. Man, I'm just glad that Jackson has such a strong support system because Man, I my sister and I talk about this a lot because, we know a lot of people who don't have, like, the best relationships with their parents, and, my sister and I always talk about how lucky we are to have the parents that we have because and that's not to say that, we don't have our family problems, like, that's, who doesn't, right? Who doesn't have the family drama or, like, family problems or whatever. But for the most part, we grew up in a solid environment where, our parents were, slightly too much, slightly overprotective, but, it was because they cared, and it took me longer to realize that than it should have, but I got there eventually. And, they just taught us a lot of life lessons and just how to be, kind and decent people. So, we're a family that can tell each other anything. So we both feel very blessed to have that type of family because not everybody has that. So I'm really glad that, when Jackson was going through all of this, he had a support system that he could rely on. Um, and he knew he could always go back to his parents if he needed to, which is, not everybody is lucky enough to have that. So it's just really precious, I think, and just a very precious relationship. So man, that was like I wish I knew. I would have like listened to or sorry, I would have read this while I was listening, but I didn't realize that somebody had posted the translations. Um yeah. Okay, listen to this song first, then Sophie Ricky. Fully understand how the love of his family led Jackson out of the darkness in the end. Yeah. I mean, that really doesn't surprise me. I mean, eh, moms just know. I'm gonna get emotional. Stop it. Moms just know. Like, it's just that nurturing instinct, you know what I mean? Like, anytime I'm going through something and I get into, like, a deep depression, like, my mom just knows. Like, I feel like I'm not even really showing it because when I get depressed, I go into survival mode and I kinda, like, pretend and go through the motions to get through it. But somehow my mom can always tell. And, she's always like, "What's wrong? What's going on with you?" Um, it's just I don't know. I don't know what it is. But yeah, she always knows. So, I don't know, it's just it's really interesting, but yeah, I'm just thankful for family, and I'm sure Jackson is too, Man, it's so precious. Okay, let's move on to Sophie Ricky. I feel like this one's going to make me even more emotional after talking about deer. Oh god, I'm not ready.
How do I feel these shoes? The weight of all your sacrifices gave me a gift that's priceless. I hope I end up just like you. Could I put aside all my vices? I guess it's a roll of the dice, yeah. So let me give you your flowers, 'cause you let me bloom. My superpower came from you. Who would I become without your love? What would I do? same street, you just further up. I finally realized what you gave up. Why you cry when we cry, smile when we smile. Cause you was as lost as me could. So let me give you your flowers. Cause you let me bloom. My superpower came from who would I become without your love? What would I do? Who would I become without your love? Sophie, keeping up. Sophie, keeping up. Sophie, who would I become without your love? What would I do if someday I can't come to you? 'Cause nothing's forever. Don't know who I am. Sophie Ricky, Sophie Ricky,
Mm.
Sophie Ricky, Sophie. Who would I become without you? Sophie Ricky, Sophie Ricky, Sophie. Who would I become without you?
Man, ugh, Jackson, you're killing me, bro. You're killing me. Oh, like genuinely, it's just such powerful songs. And I agree. I agree with that comment that I read before about how his family really helped him, get out of that whatever dark feelings he was going through at that time. Um, I think my favorite line of the song is about how, I got my superpowers from you because that's true. That's so true. I feel the same. Like I've always felt like my mom was a super strong person, just very independent, like I'll do it on my own, and I've definitely taken that. I'm so sorry if you hear beeping and stuff. They've been working on this gas line out my window for like a month and I'm like so over it. Like it's disruptive. Some people work from home, but anyways, I definitely have taken on that mentality from my mom as well. Like, you know, who needs, such and such to do this? Like I can do it myself, that kind of mentality and just like just like a very strong mindset. So I definitely but see, like, now I see it as a blessing, but when I was younger, it caused a lot of fights between me and my mom because we're both extremely stubborn, and I got that from her as well. So, when I was younger and I couldn't regulate my emotions as well, we would get into a lot of fights because we were so similar in that. But now that's definitely changed. But yeah, anyways. All right, guys, we got through the whole album. Um, the song was definitely a journey. This album was definitely a journey. And I thank Jackson for, letting us be a witness to, what he's gone through, even though we don't know the whole story. We can have a pretty good idea based on the songs and the lyrics and, and stuff like that. So I think that it's personal to him, but also a lot of people can correlate with the messages in this album. I totally correlate with the whole thing. I've gone through something similar, so I totally understand. Maybe not to that extent of what Jackson went through, but I get it. So, all right, guys. That is it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this album listen. I would definitely love to hear, your thoughts on each song, how you interpreted it, if you took it differently from me, which is totally, totally fine. And yeah. All right, guys. Other than that, I hope you guys stay safe, stay healthy, be yourselves, and have a good day. Bye, guys.